think I've made this really weird and important scientific discovery. It's all about the numbers. It seems like the more Hillary Clinton talks about how black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere, that explains everything, especially why cops are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever. And the more she says white people should listen to black people, and the more she takes the moms of these killers and thugs and criminals and hoaxers and gives them the national limelight, the way she's going to do at the Democratic National Convention next week, the more all that happens, the more black crime happens. Let's look at 3 examples that just came in within like 10 minutes ago. 1, we're in a little town called Coatesville, Pennsylvania. Usually a pretty nice, pretty civilized place. Anyway, cops riding down the street. You see the dash cam video. A cop riding down the street. Guy steps out in the street, throws a rock at the car. Okay, you see the car go bump. Okay, normally, now if you and I, for some reason, we decided we were going to throw a rock at a car, what would you do? Right then, what would you do? You'd get the hell out of there. That's what you would do. This black guy picked the rock up. The cop turns around. He gets out of the car, tells the black guy he's under arrest. The guy hits him in the head with the rock. A couple of more cops roll in. One ends up with a broken leg. All in a day's work. Then we head down to Memphis. Pretty sure that's Memphis. Let me check. Yeah, it's pretty close to Memphis. Olive Branch, Mississippi. 3 black people break into the home, a white home of a deaf and elderly couple. White couple. They live in a nice little place near, kind of outside of Memphis, in Mississippi. It's supposed to be a nice, calm, peaceful place where everybody knows each other, says hello to each other, because that's how they roll down in the South. So these 3 jokers, these 3 black people entered their home and created a level of violence and mayhem that is simply unimaginable. Is this the time we have one of those discussions about police-community relations? Not yet? Well, check out this next story. The next story is tragic and bizarre. So, a cop in Kansas City, Kansas, was rolling to some kind of shooting or something in the ghetto. During the course of his call, this was a captain. So I'm guessing they're dispatching captains now on some of these more serious cases, which kind of sounds good in theory. But, when you're a captain, lieutenant, you're not really, you're kind of behind the desk more often. And you're, whatever. That's just a guess. Anyway, so this white chief heads down there. He gets killed. So the local TV station wants to get a little bit of reaction. And if you go to their website and you look at this story about the shooting of the captain, they got their camera, the clip they have there, they have their camera and microphone in the face of this black guy who says his brother was unjustly killed by police. So he's using this time where they're trying to get reaction to the police, the captain being shot just less than an hour or 2 ago. And he's sitting there, and the reporter's sitting there with the microphone in this guy's face while he goes off saying his brother was unjustly killed by police. And that's happening all over the damn place. And you know what? He really didn't give a damn about the captain.
Resigned, or retired, whatever. But we never. All we heard is that it was a justifiable homicide, and the questions that we were asking, we never got answers to it. We never got any information as to what the hearing. So it's questionable about the police policing the police, because I believe it should be some sort of organization that comes out and actually police that, because
some sort of oversight organization or something like that.
Yes.
On a day, and I know that's probably a conversation for 2, 3, maybe 4 days down the road, maybe a week from now, but today, there is an officer, a family who is grieving, an entire police department who's grieving, and the community as well.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, and I know personally how that feels, because when my brother got unjustifiably killed, you know, we were grieving. And everybody that attended his funeral felt the same way. But as I spoke with one of the senators back during that time, when the body cameras for the police was up for a vote to see if they were going to wear them, and it came out that yes, they were wearing them, because he said that it would actually help the police as well as like in my brother's case, the victim, you know, and we never found out, and we never knew what really happened in regards to that. And, you know, it's just sad that all of this is taking place, because now that this happened today, it's not, I don't believe it's a black or white thing, it's police against African-American men, you know, and I'm one, and actually I'm a veteran. And to go serve my country the way that I did and come back and be addressed by the Veterans Administration the way that they treat me without any respect, I think it's sad, and I have an honorable discharge.
Thanks for your service. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your perspective today. Darrell Wayne here in Kansas City, Kansas.
Thank you, sir.
Talking on this very emotional day, and a lot more to come here from this community. We're live in KCK. Matt Fleener, KMBC 9 News.
Well, one more voice certainly in an ongoing conversation that's been going on across this country for many days now, and I think that...
Oh, man. I cannot take this idiocy anymore. We got a bunch of black people shooting at cops. One of the cops is dead. First thing the station does is put this clown on to say, oh yeah, the cop shot my brother a couple years ago, so I guess we're all even now. He didn't give a damn about that cop. Then we go to the anchor. The anchor goes, oh yeah, I guess this is now a time where we're going to have a conversation. No. When a cop is shot, that is not a time for conversation. That is not a time for healing. 1, it's time for a little anger. 2, it's time for a little outrage. 3, it's time for a little justice. If you and all your girly boys want to go down and have a healing session a few months from now, go ahead. You know, you have to wonder what it's like in the newsroom before they go on the air. I can hear the program director going, okay, well, we got another black guy, shot another cop. How are we going to ignore, deny, condone, excuse, encourage, and even lie about this one? The anchor goes, oh, well, all we got to do is say we're going to have a conversation about it. And then we'll never have that. See, the good thing about that is we'll never even have the conversation, because it'll be a monologue. Because if we find some teacher, some nurse, some cop, some firefighter, or some other fool in the public, even close to being in public life, who actually has that conversation about why black people are shooting cops all the time all over the country. If we find some fool dumb enough to do that, we'll just get his ass fired. Everybody turns and looks at the anchor and they go, they knew right then and there. That's why they pay him the big bucks. Then he would turn to them and he goes, yeah, one more thing. One more thing. You guys got to make sure you tell all your listeners, all your viewers, everybody you know. And that'll make this little party complete. Just don't make the black kids angry.